Grand.
Saturday night, rising star Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora steps up to take down undefeated champion Tszyu. But the wonder from down under has other ideas.
Bring it on.
Plus, world champ Rolly Romero never minces words.
Pitbull, all bark, no bite.
But Mexican powerhouse Pitbull Cruz is ready to silence the trash talker. It's a night full of world title fights, live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Las Vegas, Nevada. We are here at the MGM Grand as we are getting closer to Saturday night. It is PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. If you are looking to make your way here to the fighting capital of the world, tickets are available at AXS.com, or you can watch PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. What a night of action that we have as PBC kicks off their 2024 campaign with a bang. 4 World Championship fights on our pay-per-view card. Our main event features unbeaten rising star from Australia, Tszyu, headlining here in Las Vegas for the first time, going head-to-head against the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. Also on the line, the vacant WBC Super Welterweight Championship. Yes, 2 World Championships will be decided. Our co-main event, it'll be the WBA Super Lightweight Champion of the world, Rolando Rolly Romero, defending his crown against a very determined challenger from Mexico, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Also on that evening, it'll be the WBA Middleweight Champion of the world from Cuba, Edeslandi, the American Dream Alada, defending his title against a very passionate Michael Zarafa from Melbourne, Australia. And to begin our pay-per-view portion at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, it'll be the WBC Flyweight Champion of the world, Julio Cesar Martinez, defending his title against Angelino Cordova of Venezuela. But also, ladies and gentlemen, PBC on Prime Video action will precede the pay-per-view. It'll stream live and for free starting at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time. It'll feature rising unbeaten middleweight Elijah Garcia, no stranger to Las Vegas. He will take on Kyron Davis, who is no small task. That'll be in our main event. Also, super welterweight contenders Sergey Boachuk will go head-to-head against Brian Mendoza, that for the interim WBC Super Welterweight Championship. The event promoted by TGB Promotions. The main event is promoted in association with No Limit Boxing and Samson Boxing. And as I mentioned, tickets are available at AXS.com, or you can watch it in the comfort of your own home, PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Well, it gives me a great honor and pleasure to introduce a man who is promoted literally all over the world, and I believe that it's only a matter of time before he gets his rightful place into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, one of the smartest minds that we've ever seen regarding the history of the sweet science. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the esteemed Mr. Tom Brown.
Thank you, Ray. That's why I always love Ray. You know, we've got a great matchup Saturday night in our all-action main event between Tszyu and Fundora. And we're thrilled to be bringing this fight once again to the T-Mobile Arena. You know, when we got the terrible news on Thurman's injury, that was on a Sunday. We went to work immediately, and by late Monday afternoon, we had a press release out announcing this new fight. Many people even called it an upgrade. It went from a non-title fight to being a 2-belt, 154-pound unification fight. So thankfully, both Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora have that old-school fighter mentality. We reached out right away to Matt and George Rose with No Limit Boxing, told them about the injury and what we were thinking about with replacement, and pretty much immediately they got back to us with the let's go. Same thing on Fundora's side with Samson and Team Fundora. And there's much more on this card than just this great main event. We also have 3 other meaningful, high-quality world championship fights. It's going to be a great night. We've got a lot of fighters to get to today, so we'll see y'all Saturday. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tom Brown, greatly appreciate all that he does. And as you mentioned, let's get to the fighters that'll be involved in a Saturday night's blockbuster night of action. I want to bring up a man who has a record of 22 wins, 3 losses, 16 wins coming by way of knockout from Albuquerque, New Mexico, now training in Las Vegas. I want to acknowledge his esteemed trainer, Ismael Salas, who is with him, ladies and gentlemen. Just an astute boxing mind, Ismael Salas, the trainer of Brian Mendoza. This man recently challenged Tszyu in Australia, losing a decision, but he owns a knockout victory over Sebastian Fundora in one of 2023's biggest upsets. One thing about this man, he always comes in shape, he always comes in prepared, and he's always ready to go. He will make sure that the fight fans get their money's worth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Mendoza.
Hey guys, just want to start off thanking, Al Heyman, PBC, Luis Tacuba, the whole team that made this happen. It's funny, I was just thinking, like 6 years ago, I came to Vegas, I was trying to see, who I'd signed with and everything, and I think it was for maybe the Pacquiao-Browner fight, and I actually came up here and took a fake picture, manifesting one day that I'd be up here, and then here we are, man. It's just, like I always say, hard work and everything gets you here, and we just knew, I didn't know, they told me to kind of be ready maybe as a backup for this fight. They said might be sending me somewhere in like April or something to get ready. I had no idea, but, me and my team were just always grinding and staying ready for whatever the second I get that call. So when I got this call for this fight, there was no hesitation. I want to be on this level of the fights. I belong at the top level. I still think right now I'm the number 2 in the division behind Tszyu, and it's time to show that again Saturday night. So just tune in, be ready for an action-packed fight.
Brian Mendoza, ladies and gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring in and first of all acknowledge the trainer of Brian Mendoza's adversary, Manny Robles. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny has done things at the absolute highest level, having helped to lead world champions also. Sergey Bogachuk is being promoted by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions. Tom Loeffler in the house here. Great to see Tom, as always. This man, 23 wins, all of his wins coming by way of knockout against a single sole defeat. 28 years of age, originally from Ukraine, now residing in Los Angeles. He has been on an absolute tear, looking to make it 6 straight victories on Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Sergey Bogachuk.
Hi guys, I'm happy to be here. It's big show for me, and I show my fans, I'm sure everything is good fight. Coming on Saturday, and I'm showing interesting show. Thank you.
Yes, a man of few words, that is Sergey Bogachuk, but let me tell you, he does all his talking inside the ring. What a matchup that's going to be between Brian Mendoza and Sergey Bogachuk. Well, also now I want to get into the main event of our PBC on Prime Video card before the PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Want to acknowledge Stephen Breadman Edwards, who is the trainer of Kyron Davis from Philadelphia. Give a round of applause to Stephen Breadman Edwards, who has been in the trenches in some big fights as well. This man, 18 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. A native of Wilmington, Delaware, training in Philadelphia. As I mentioned, alongside Stephen Breadman Edwards, scored 2 wins in 2023, including most recently having earned a unanimous decision victory over Cruz Stewart back in December. The one thing about this man is that he's always in shape. He will take on anybody and everybody. He's prepared to go on the road. Anytime you call him, he's ready to step inside the ring and put his skills to the test against the world's best. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kyron Shut It Down Davis.
Hey, what's going on? We flew out here to make a point. I'm going to win on Saturday. There's not really much to say. I train hard. This isn't one of those fights where they throw me in 2 weeks. It's not one of them fights where, I came in and saved the show. This is one of them fights where I get to show y'all who I am, and I'm excited for it. Y'all going to get a great fight because this is a good fighter right here. So, I appreciate y'all for showing up, and I'm going to show out.
Thank you to Kyron Davis. So you hear how confident he is, no doubt, and he deserves to be with what he's been able to do over the course of his career. Well, when people ask about who could potentially be the next young star in boxing, you have to look at what this young man has been able to do. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, burst onto the scene last year with 3 impressive wins. No stranger to fighting on big cards. He followed up a knockout of the previously unbeaten Undercard Vidal with wins on the Davis versus Garcia and Canelo versus Charlo undercards. His record, 16 wins, no losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. His stock continues to rise, and he looks for the biggest win of his career on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Elijah Garcia.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You know, we're going to have a great fight, a great night of fights. I got a lot on my plate right now. You know, Davis, he's very experienced. You know, he's dangerous, and if I'm not prepared, you know, I think he will win. So, you know, I'm going to be ready to, you know, perform at my highest level, and we'll take it from there.
Also want to acknowledge Jorge Garcia, the father and the trainer of Elijah Garcia. It's a family affair with the Garcia family. Great to see Jorge Garcia here as well. Boy, talk about some outstanding trainers here on the stage. I want to go, first of all, to Brian Mendoza. Brian, when you went ahead and fought, you know, you went to Australia, you fought Tszyu. You're a warrior. What did you learn in that you feel you're going to be able to benefit from on Saturday against Sergey Boachuk?
I feel like they have some similarities in style, but I feel like Tim is obviously a lot more polished. You know, he's already at that level and stuff, and I just gained a lot of experience, man. And I'm out here chasing greatness each time out. And you know, you see, obviously, like no fear of taking any of these fights. I took this fight; they called on 2 weeks' notice for it, but like I said, we stay ready. So I have no doubt that my conditioning is there, and you guys can expect another spectacular victory on Saturday night.
People remember the win that you had over Sebastian Fundora. How much do you want to turn back the clock and sort of have another big moment like that here in Las Vegas?
You guys see, you know, I'm actually underdog in this fight again. You guys see, you know, when I have a chip on my shoulder, what I get done, and I'm very hungry for this fight, and I have a lot to prove on Saturday night.
All right, Brian Mendoza, greatly appreciate him. Good luck to you, sir, on Saturday. Sergey Boachuk, as you prepare for Brian Mendoza, you know how much of a tough competitor he is. He's a world-class opponent. You were supposed to be fighting Sebastian Fundora, but now change in opponent as Fundora will be fighting Tszyu. What went through your mind when they asked you, do you want to fight Brian Mendoza?
No, Brian is a good fighter. It's good experience for me. It's big fight for my career, and I'm ready for this fight because I know what this fight for me. It's big fight for me. When I win this fight and continue for bigger fight, Tszyu or Fundora. It's now I need to win this fight. I concentration 100% for this fight. I have good opponent. He is good boxer. I know I'm ready for him. I'm ready. I'm show. You know, I'm not too much talking. I'm show Saturday. I'm show Saturday good fight, great fight, and guys coming, and I'm show everyone interested boxing.
Sergey, what has been the key to your recent run? You have been victorious in 5 straight fights. Is it a confidence thing? Is it just you working on certain mechanics? What has been the key to your recent run of success?
What have you? Can I help him?
Yeah, by all means.
I think Sergey gained a great deal of experience. I believe that you always learn more from your defeats than you do from your wins. So that was a great experience for him when he came coming off that loss. After that loss, he came back to the gym and he came back a better fighter. He's been proving that time after time. I mean, he's on a roll with, you know, all his wins are by knockout. And he's been maturing. He's just been getting better with every fight, and I believe he's ready for the test at hand come
Final
Saturday
question
night.
to Sergey is, do you believe that you are now at your most dangerous because of what you learned and now in the midst of this win streak?
You think that you're ready now for this event because of your loss?
You know, I'm ready for 100%. You know, I have a loss. I don't think it's not loss. It's experience for me. Yes, many right. Many tell me out of fight. It's not loss for you. Experience for you. And no more. and I'm lose this fight because I'm lost head in this fight. I wanna win KO. I wanna win KO. I needed KO. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No, I needed. Now I'm smarter. Now I'm more smarter. More have more experience, and now I'm ready for a big fight.
All right, Sergey Bogachuk, ladies and gentlemen, good luck to you on Saturday. Speaking of experience, Kyron Davis, you have quite a bit of experience as you prepare to take on this young lion in Elijah Garcia. Knowing as people look at this fight, I would gather that you are likely the underdog. Do you pay attention to that? Do you use that as bulletin board material, or what are your thoughts on that?
It don't matter to me. You know, I got nobody can fight the fight but me and him. So what you think really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it. I don't really care much about it. But I think I am an underdog, though. Somebody told me that, but it is what it is.
I know you've taken short notice fights before, but to my knowledge, you got plenty of notice for this matchup. Do you believe on Saturday we are going to see the most complete version of Kyron Davis?
I do. I think you're going to see a lot of things come together. You know, when you got 2 weeks, and you know, there ain't no time, especially training for somebody like David Benavidez in 2 weeks, and to fight the way I fought. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 weeks. I mean, like a real 2 weeks. I mean, like 2 weeks, like come out the club, go train for 2 weeks, and then go fight. You feel
so
what I'm
now
saying?
It wasn't like you were even in camp.
It wasn't even like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of fighter I am, though. I get in there and fight with anybody, you know what I mean? I'm just like that, you know. But, you know, I had time for this training camp. There's no excuses ever, but I had time, so he going to feel it.
Is this the moment where, if you're able to get your hand raised on Saturday, where you literally catapult yourself into the top rankings of the division?
I think so. I think a win on Saturday puts me in position for a world title shot. So that's what we're looking for.
Kyron Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Now we'll go to Elijah Garcia. Elijah, you know, you had a very big 2023. You fought on some big cards, as we mentioned. But now it's no longer that you are just here. People expect certain performances from you. How do you handle that pressure, or is it pressure to you?
Nah, it's not really pressure, to be honest. You know, 2023 was a great year, but, you know, now we're in 2024, so I don't want to look back too much. But, you know, it was real good experience. You know, it's going to help me out a lot, this fight. And, you know, to knock people out or whatever, that don't really put no pressure on me. It's more about just, you know, performing right and listening to my corner. That's what gets me the wins and, you know, sometimes knockouts.
Well, let's talk about your opponent, Kyron Davis. You know, what kind of statement are you looking to make against a guy who has put himself in there against world champions? You know, he's very durable, he's smart, comes from a very good, you know, background, training under the guidance of Stephen "Breadman" Edwards. But, you know, how big of a fight and how much of a statement do you want to make on Saturday?
It's a real big fight for me, you know. To be honest, you know, Davis, he's a real... He's a dog, man. You know, I seen him fight Benavidez. He didn't quit. He's for real. He's legit. And, you know, this is a real dangerous fight for me because, you know, he has 3 losses. He's 29 years old, and he ain't got nothing to lose. So if I didn't, you know, give 100% in training or 100% or whatever, you know, he could win. And, you know, this is just going to be another good fight, another round of experience for me. And, you know, hopefully right afterwards we'll be able to get that title shot. And that's what I'm looking for.
So your next fight, if you are victorious on Saturday, you want a title shot or possibly an eliminator matchup?
Yes, sir.
Kyron, when he talks about this being a potential dogfight, I know that it's not going to be difficult for you to find this guy. You know, some guys like to move around and they try to be a bit trickier. But Elijah Garcia seems to be willing to engage with you. And, you know, how much are you excited about that prospect?
I mean, if it get like that, it get like that. You know, I'm ready for whatever. So, it's going to be a good fight. I mean, he bring it, I'm going to bring it. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens.
All right, I'm going to go around to the 4 fighters and get their final comments. I will start with you, Brian Mendoza. Saturday night, as you take on Sergey Bogachuk for the interim WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World, your prediction?
I believe this fight ends before the distance. I don't think this will go all 12 rounds, and I will be victorious.
Brian Mendoza predicting a stoppage, ladies and gentlemen. Sergey Bogachuk, for you, how is the fight going to end on Saturday against Brian Mendoza?
You know, he is good opponent, and I know this, and I am ready for 12 rounds. I'm ready for 20 rounds. You know, it's for me. I'm ready for distance. Maybe KO. I tell every time I don't know what's he ready. You know, maybe he's ready good. Maybe 12 rounds. He's ready for this fight. No good. Maybe KO. I'm try. I'm show Saturday in this.
Sergey Bohachuk, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Sergey Bohachuk. Very confident indeed. You want to finish off your point? He's good. All right. Well, now we will go to Kyron Davis. I know you have a lot of confidence, Kyron, as you prepare for this, your biggest assignment of your career against Elijah Garcia. How's it going to unfold?
My hand raised, real simple. Just at the end of the day, Kyron shut it down Davis, Wilmington, Delaware.
Kyron Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will end it with Elijah Garcia before we get to our pay-per-view main card. Elijah on Saturday against Kyron Davis. How do you see the fight transpiring?
I see a real good fight, but most definitely I see myself winning. I want to thank all my family that came out here. I want to thank my training, my management, and I want to thank my Savior Christ. Without him, nothing would be possible, and I'm just prepared to put on a fight for the fans.
All right, at this time, we're going to pose the fighters off, and then we will get ready for our pay-per-view main card. The fighters will stand up. They will have their customary face-off. And ladies and gentlemen, this will be live at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time, PBC on Prime Video, preceding the pay-per-view, streaming live and for free, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time here in Las Vegas.
Good job. Shake hands.
Thank you, guys.
Profe.
All right.
Profe. Profe.
Thanks, guys. All right, so those are our opening two matchups. Right now, we are going to take a closer look at our fighters involved in our final two fights of the evening.
Cuando ya tiene fecha de pelea, a uno como esposa sí le entra un nervio, porque pues sabemos que son golpes al fin y al cabo y pues ni Dios lo quiera puede pasar algo, ¿no? Entonces sí empieza un nervio, una ansiedad. En ese aspecto es difícil.
Tuvimos un inicio de pareja muy duro, no teníamos algo estable, prácticamente de todo un año que tuvimos que remar contra corriente.
No teníamos dónde vivir, no había veces que se nos dificultaba hasta para la alimentación, pues no había dinero, entonces fue muy complicado.
Yo como el hombre de la casa llegó un punto donde no tenía que ofrecerles tan siquiera una tortilla, ¿no?
Es que son muchos recuerdos de cuando la pasamos mal. Cuando pues la pasamos difícil.
Pues sí, son recuerdos muy difíciles. Desgraciadamente se quedan muy marcados esos recuerdos por los momentos difíciles, que a pesar de eso, pues fueron unas pruebas muy duras en nuestra persona, en nuestra relación y como pareja que Dios nos mandó para ver si realmente éramos uno para el otro o como quien dice, no, nada más nos interesaba lo material, lo económico o lo físico, ¿no? Pues gracias al apoyo de mi esposa, pues para que se fijara y pudiéramos hacer algo en el boxeo y poder despuntar la carrera.
I do my training with my uncle, Eagle. He is my coach who started with me from the very day one. He taught me how to throw a jab to the position we're in now, defending our WBO belt at the T-Mobile Arena. The passion and love for each other has always been there. Eagle's known me since a young boy, since birth actually, so we don't need to say much, we just let our actions do the talking. I grew up in an environment where losing was not an option. My father was a great Australian sporting icon. Tszyu, he was the undisputed champ, defeated a lot of great world champions. Round 2, Zab Judah. Everyone remembers the knockout. This is my dad back in the days, and his road style was real long. He used to be a bit flashy with his gold Rolex and his gold chains. My dad grew up in a small Soviet little city, Serov, Russia, 100,000 people. It was a mining town. And the fact that he came to Australia gave us life, gave us opportunity, and that's what boxing did. It really gave us everything. He always used to say, I'm the king of the world and I'm the best. I'm the best. So there always used to be belief. I grew up with that mentality and it's something that I've just embraced as part of my life. I don't see my dad much. These days, he lives in Russia, I live in Australia. We still talk, of course, all the time. As soon as I started my professional career, I wanted to become my own name, Tszyu, rather than Kostya's son. I'm in this sport, and it's me doing the punching, it's me doing everything, it's me doing the training. It's no one else. We're gonna be here, fighting. Pretty unreal, huh? I think we've reached to that point where people are saying, oh, you're not Kostya's son, but he is Tim's dad. History will be made here. History will be made.
As we are getting set for our pay-per-view press conference here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. It is great to be with all of you, but we are now going to hear from all 8 fighters involved in our PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Here is how Premier Boxing Champions kicks off 2024 with 4 World Championship fights, every single fight on this pay-per-view is a World Championship showdown and could very well be a main event anywhere in the world. We will start off with our pay-per-view opener, this one for the WBC Flyweight Championship of the World. This man is the challenger. 18 wins, no losses, 1 draw. 12 wins coming by way of knockout. 28 years of age from Ciudad Bolivar, Venezuela, training out of Roselle Park, New Jersey. An experienced amateur who debuted back in 2017, having come off the biggest win of his career as he topped the former world champion Angel Acosta. He looks to make himself into the history books and become a world champion from his home country of Venezuela. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Angelino Cordova.
Buenas tardes a todos los presentes, al equipo de prensa. Pues primeramente dando las gracias a Dios por estar en este momento compartiendo dicho momento, pues muy alegre, muy contento en celebrar ya este día de rueda de prensa y pues esperando que todo se mantenga de bien y que pues sea un programa lleno de bendición para todos. La verdad, muy contento. Muchas gracias.
Oh, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I want to thank the members of the media for being here at this press conference. And I'm really happy, I'm really excited to be a part of this event. I hope that everything turns out well and that everyone is full of blessings and enjoys what's going to be a great event, a great fight between us and for the whole card, too. So thank you very much for having me here.
Angelino Cordova, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have Martin Batzer, our outstanding translator, here as well. So that is the challenger for our pay-per-view opener. Now let's meet the champion. 20 wins, 2 losses, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He is trained under the guidance of renowned trainer, that being Eddie Reynoso. Captured his title back in 2019 with a 9th round stoppage over Christopher Rosales. The one thing I hear about this man is that, boys, he hitting his stride, and he has looked sensational in training camp and really wants to put forth a major statement on Saturday as he defends his crown against Angelino Cordova. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBC Flyweight Champion of the World from Mexico, Julio Cesar Martinez.
Buenos días a todos, muchas gracias por estar aquí, muy contento, muy emocionado de regresar al ring, pues hubo unos inconvenientes, pero bendito sea Dios, ya estamos de regreso, contentos, emocionados, motivados, y pues ya sabe, como siempre, ¿verdad? Con todo menos con miedo.
Thank you very much, guys, everybody for being here, and I'm so excited, so pumped, so motivated to be here, and like I always say, with everything but with fear, right?
Thank you very much to Julio Cesar Martinez. Let's give it up for the champion, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now we will transition to our second pay-per-view fight, this one being for the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. And the challenger in this one, well, Australia is represented in more ways than one, not just with the esteemed Tszyu. This man has a record of 31 wins, 4 losses, 19 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the #1 ranked mandatory WBA challenger at 160 pounds. Joining us from Melbourne, Australia, he is looking to extend his win streak to 5, having won 4 straight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Zarafa.
Thanks, guys. I just want to thank everyone that's shown their love and support, everyone that's made the flight over. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Hopefully we go back with 2 Australian world titles, or 3, because Tim's fighting for 2. PBC, Al Heyman, thanks for the opportunity. And Aussie, 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 let's do it.
Michael Zarafa, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Michael, I need to find out your tailor from Australia. That's a very sharp suit, my friend. Very much. I'm taking some notes on that. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the reigning WBA middleweight champion of the world, a Cuban star who resides here in Las Vegas. He is boxing's oldest reigning world champion, still going strong at 40 years of age. He certainly has been in there against the world's best time and time again. An extensive amateur background, has been extremely successful as a professional, and yet he still competes at this very high level and certainly has his sights focused on bigger things if he's able to top Michael Zarafa on Saturday. But it's great to see him back in the ring. He provided us with absolute barn burners against the likes of Jared Hurd, took Canelo Alvarez, gave him a very stiff test years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBA middleweight champion of the world. Here is Edeslandi, the American Dream Lara.
Buenas tardes a todos. Quiero darle las gracias a Amazon Prime, PBC, a Luis de Cuba Jr., a Tszyu Serafa, a Steve Lara, por darme esta oportunidad de estar de regreso en 30 de marzo. Listo, estamos listos ya, nos vemos el 30 de marzo. Es lo único que puedo decir. Gracias.
I want to thank PBC, Amazon Prime, Luis de Cuba Jr., Team Serafa, Team Lara for making this possible. And I'm going to see you on Saturday, March 30th. And all I have to say is I'm ready to go. I'm pumped up. And you're going to see a great fight.
All right, that is a very motivated Edeslandi Lara. That will be defending his world championship against Michael Zarafa. That, the second pay-per-view fight. It is PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, this upcoming Saturday night from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Now, before I get ready to introduce the next man involved in the co-main event, I want to acknowledge Isaac Cruz Sr., who is in the house, ladies and gentlemen, the father of Isaac Cruz. Let's give a round of applause to Isaac Cruz Sr., who is here. Great to see him during fight week and has been so instrumental in the success of his son. Now let's meet his son. 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. A native of Mexico City who has established himself as one of the sport's most exciting fighters. I can recollect back, it was October of 2020. It was the first fight when Gervonta Davis fought Leo Santa Cruz, and he wiped out Diego Magdaleno. Vicious body shots in, I believe, under a minute. And that is when I knew firsthand that he was a force to be reckoned with. He has been in battles against the likes of Gervonta Davis. Most recently, last July, defeated Giovanni Cabrera, and has such a loyal fan following because he brings it from the moment the bell rings to the moment the bell ends in the 12th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, damas y caballeros, desde Mexico, Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas tardes a todos. Muchas gracias por todo. Gracias a Al Haymon, a PBC, a Sean Gibbons, a todos y a este Bocón también por darme la oportunidad y venimos a quitar el Bocón y el título del mundo. Muchas gracias.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank PBC, Amazon, Sean Gibbons, and everybody that has made this fight possible, and also to this loudmouth over here, because I'm here to shut his mouth and take the belt. So get ready.
All right, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, ladies and gentlemen, he is the challenger. And now let's meet the champion. But before I get into the specifics on the champion, I want to acknowledge the promoter of Rolando Rolly Romero, Mr. Leonard Ellerby, the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. I believe Leonard is around here somewhere, so let's have a round of applause for Leonard Ellerby. And also the esteemed trainer of Rolando Rolly Romero, Mr. Ismael Salas as well. So round of applause for Ismael Salas, who has quite a busy night on Saturday. Well, this man, 15 wins, 1 loss, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Coming off of a very impressive win when he stopped Ismael Barroso last May. And the thing about that fight is that he had to dig deep. And he came out and his confidence never wavered. And he was able to go out there and he was able to finish off Ismael Barroso. Tony Weeks stepped in and waved off the fight. I would have to say, though, he's been in a battle with Gervonta Davis. He's been in some big fights, and he's one of the most unique personalities that the sport has seen in quite some time. Let's just say that he beats to his own drum. He does things the Rolly way. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBA super lightweight champion of the world. Here is Rolando Rolly Romero.
How's everybody doing today? I just want to thank Al Heyman, my promoter, Mayweather Promotions, Louis DeCuba Jr., and everybody else who came out here to support me. Everybody thinks it's going to be a difficult fight, but I think it's going to be a very easy fight for me. He's going to run right into something because he's stupid. So, yeah, that's that.
All right, well, confidence in abundance is Rolando Rolly Romero, certainly ahead of Saturday's collision as world title defense against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for our main event. This is going to be for the WBO and the vacant WBC Super Welterweight Championships of the world. Before I do that, I want to bring up and acknowledge the challenger, Freddy Fundora, who is the father and the trainer of the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. There is Freddy Fundora over here. Round of applause for Freddy Fundora. The Fundora family, certainly you have Gabriela as well, who's the world champion, and Sebastian looking to follow in her footsteps. Also, the promoter of Sebastian Fundora, Samson Lukowitz, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about talent. This man knows how to find it anywhere on the globe. This man, with the record of 20 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 13 wins coming by way of knockout, 26 years of age, from Coachella, California, standing nearly 6 feet, 6 inches tall. He's been involved in some memorable matchups, including the 2022 Fight of the Year against Erickson Hammer Lubin. Every time this guy has fought, he always brings it. I mean, one thing about Sebastian Fundora is that he will entertain fans and he will risk himself to go out there and throw punches in bunches because he loves to entertain. He loves high contact, he loves to mix it up, and he loves to go toe-to-toe. And now, on Saturday, he looks for the biggest moment of his career. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. I want to thank Samson. I want to thank Al Heyman, thank the PBC team and Amazon Prime Video for giving me this chance. I want to thank Tszyu as well for giving me the opportunity. But what a change of events, huh? From opening the card to now fighting our main event right here in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. It's going to be great. Walking in, Sam Watson told me I must have had an angel or someone praying for me because this is a big opportunity. And this is a big opportunity we're going to take advantage of and become world champion on Saturday night.
Sebastian Fundora, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Fundora was supposed to fight Sergey Bohachuk, but due to the injury to Keith Thurman, he now is in the main event against the man who I'm getting ready to introduce. Well, first of all, before I get ready to acknowledge him, I want to acknowledge Igor Gulubev, the trainer of Tszyu, and also George Rose, the CEO of No Limit Boxing as well, very instrumental in the success of Tszyu. This man, 24 wins, no losses, 17 victories coming by way of knockout. A native of Sydney, Australia, certainly a rising star. He is the son of the Hall of Famer Kostya Tszyu. Tim comes off of a red-hot 2023. What a run that he had, beating the likes of Tony Harrison, Brian Mendoza, and Carlos Ocampo. He is a superstar in his home country of Australia. But the one thing that he's always said is that I want to come here to Las Vegas and headline a massive night of boxing as a world champion. Well, Tim, ask and you shall receive, and you've earned every bit of it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the pride and joy of Australia. Here is the undefeated and the reigning and defending WBO Super Welterweight Champion of the World. Here is Tszyu.
Look, we're finally here. It's been a long road, but I've dreamt of this moment my whole life. You know, every moment that I've done has led to this point, and I'm glad to be doing it and representing everyone and doing it on this specific day. You know, it's been a change of events, but you know what? The show goes on. We saved it. Destiny awaits, and I can't wait to put on a show. I should be having 2 belts now. I don't know why that belt's there. He hasn't earned it yet. It should be in the middle here. But Saturday night, we get to fight for both of them. For me, this period of time, it's about collecting belts, collecting legacy. And again, as I said previously before, the greatest boxing family ever lived. It's happening right now, right here. So tune in.
Tszyu, ladies and gentlemen, as Tim mentioned, he's looking to further that family legacy. Well, what a start that he has had. And now I'm going to talk with the fighters. I'll start off with Angelino Cordova. Angelino, have you thought about the moment that if you're able to top your adversary on Saturday, when they say, and the new WBC Flyweight Champion of the World, what that would mean for you and your home country of Venezuela?
Cabeza en la almohada. ¿Te imaginas el momento en el que vas a poder decir y el nuevo y todo lo que va a significar para Venezuela, ¿no? ¿Cómo te lo imaginas a eso?
Oye, bueno, oye, sí. Oye, la verdad, sí me lo imagino, sí me imagino ese momento. Y pues no es desde ahora, desde hace mucho tiempo, sí, y pues ya se ha llegado el momento, se acerca y nada, estoy muy lleno de emoción y pues nada, solo llegará el momento, esperando.
I've been picturing this not just in the past few days, but for a long time now, and I can't wait till that moment comes and I get to make my country proud, and you know, I'm full of emotion, I'm so excited. And I can't wait to make it come true.
What kind of fight are you expecting from the champion, Julio Cesar Martinez?
¿Qué tipo de pelea esperas de parte de Martínez como rival? ¿Qué tipo de pelea esperas de parte de Martínez como rival?
Pues yo vengo como dicen la música, pues al ritmo que él toque yo voy a bailar, al ritmo que él esté yo voy a estar.
Well, it's gonna be like a concert, right? And you gotta dance to the beat. So whatever beat Martinez brings, I'm gonna dance right along to it, and I'm gonna be very comfortable doing so.
All right, Angelino Cordova. Now I'm going to go to the champion, Julio Cesar Martinez. Julio Cesar, being the first fight on the pay-per-view, how big of an honor is this for you as you prepare to defend your world championship against Angelino Cordova?
¿Qué tan honrado te sentís de ser la primera pelea del pay-per-view por Amazon Prime?
Pues muy contento, muy emocionado que vamos a regresar pues de unos meses de inactividad y pues unos problemas que hubieron ahí, pero pues contento, motivado como siempre, no al 100 sino al 1000 y como siempre, ¿verdad? Con quien sea y donde sea, para darlo todo arriba del ring.
I'm really excited to be back after a couple of months away. We had some setbacks, but you know, in the end, it's all about what happens inside the ring. I'm really happy, really excited to do it, and I'm gonna go up against anybody, anytime. I'm always saying it, and I'm saying it now too. Let's bring it on.
All right, Julio Cesar Martinez, ladies and gentlemen, greatly appreciate him, and good luck to both men. Now, Michael Zarafo. Michael, you are trained by Nonito Donaire. You have been your corner, and obviously I know that you are looking to create your own history. How influential has the 4-division world champion been in your preparation for this matchup?
Yeah, it's been huge. It's been huge. You know, I'm super grateful for having Nonito in my corner, and his beautiful wife, Rachel. You know, he's a very spiritual fighter. You know, everyone knows that, you know, physically I'll push the body, but mentally, emotionally, he's worked throughout the whole camp, and I haven't flown all over the other world, other side to be an opponent. So I'm here to take what's rightfully mine. This fight should have been done 13 months ago, and come Saturday there will be a new world champion.
For you and for Australian boxing, how big of a night is this for the entire country in terms of how far boxing has come in Australia?
Yeah, this is huge. You got the likes of Liam Wilson fighting tomorrow night from Australia. You got myself, you got Tszyu. There's George Kambosos, Liam Paro. The list goes on. We're putting a small country on a big map, and we're taking over come Saturday night.
All right, Michael Zarafa, the challenger for the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. Now, Erislandy Lara. Erislandy, they always say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. You've been off for a bit of time. How much have you missed competing inside the ring, and how much are you looking forward to going head-to-head against Michael Zarafa?
Erislandy, bueno, te extrañamos, ¿verdad? Se ha pasado un tiempo desde que te vimos pelear, pero ¿qué tan emocionado estás vos de poder estar de regreso en el cuadrilátero y demostrar a la gente de lo que sos capaz?
Bueno, estoy contento de estar de regreso el 30 de marzo, muy emocionado y estoy muy activo y me siento suficientemente bien para derrotar a Zarafa el 30 de marzo. Ya estamos en tiempo ya que estos momentos, yo sé que es lo que la gente le gusta, ¿no? Pero yo no soy de hablar mucho, yo soy de demostrar en el ring y Zarafa y su team me verán el 30 de marzo.
Look, I'm not a big talker. I'm someone that proves what I'm worth inside the ring, and Team Zarafa is going to realize that on Saturday night. I'm very glad to be back in the ring after some time off. But look, I've stayed active. I feel ready, and you'll see what I'm capable of.
What kind of statement are you looking to make on Saturday?
¿Qué tipo de mensaje estás tratando de enviar este sábado?
Este sábado voy a enviar un mensaje que todavía hay Erislandy Lara para rato y voy a seguir siendo campeón a 160 libras para seguir con los mejores peleadores.
The statement is that Erislandy Lara is still here to stay. I'm not going anywhere, and I want to go up against the best after this fight as well.
Erislandy Lara, ladies and gentlemen, the WBA Middleweight Champion of the World. Now co-main event, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Isaac, we see that you look in outstanding physical shape. What do you feel the difference is going to be on Saturday against Rolando Rolly Romero?
Isaac, te vemos en una forma física espléndida. ¿Qué pensás que es lo que marcará la diferencia contra Rolly Romero este sábado?
Pues el trabajo que venimos haciendo durante toda la preparación, antes de que acabara el año también, y las ganas de ser nuevo campeón del mundo y ganar el campeonato cueste lo que cueste.
It's all going to be about the foundation we have set as a team training since the end of last year, really. I want to be the new champion. That's the main goal, and nobody's going to take my sights away from that.
What did you learn in your first world title opportunity against Gervonta Davis that you feel you're going to be able to utilize to your benefit on Saturday against Rolly?
¿Cuál fue la lección principal que aprendiste de tu pelea contra Gervonta que pensás que se podría aplicar en esta pelea de sábado contra Rolly?
El aprendizaje fue de no dejarle nada a los jueces y para eso me preparé. Traigo el aire suficiente para estar tirando segundo tras segundo golpes.
I learned that I don't have to leave it up to the judges. I want to go out there and throw punch after punch. I'm in good enough shape to do so from beginning to end.
Does he annoy you when he says, I'm going to knock you out, and he even said in his opening comments, it's going to be easy?
¿Te molesta cuando Rolly dice cosas como que te va a noquear, que va a ser fácil, que vas a ser golpeado por él porque sos estúpido? ¿Qué te generan ese tipo de comentarios?
Pues nada, él está yo creo que más estúpido porque piensa que voy a subir amarrado de las manos o con los ojos vendados, pero él también no se da cuenta que va a estar sentado en un barril de pólvora y que él también va a salir noqueado.
If he thinks I'm stupid, he's even stupider because what does he think, that I'm going to have like a bandage around my eyes and my hands tied? If he thinks that I'm just going to lay down, he's very, very mistaken, and he's going to realize it on Saturday night.
Rolly, going to your point and furthering that, why do you feel it's going to be easy? I know yesterday you mentioned to me it could very well be the fight of the year, but now today you're saying it's going to be easy. You're saying that he's going to run into something. Why do you feel it is going to be sort of, quote unquote, a walk in the park for you on Saturday?
Well, I mean, he said it himself right now. He's just going to come over there and throw and throw and throw and throw. He does the same shit over and over and over again. One over here, gets punched over here, gets punched over here. Same shit over and over again.
What do you have on your, you have a chain that I see. Can you explain that to the fans and the media around the world? So explain to us what you are wearing.
This right here is my good luck charm. It's Chihuahua Cruz.
So it is Chihuahua Cruz. Let's go ahead and take a look at that with our camera. Isaac, how do you respond to that? He's wearing a chain calling you a Chihuahua, and he's wearing you on his neck.
Está bien, voy a hacer la pesadilla.
Te lo regalo después de la pelea si tú quieres.
I'm gonna give it to you
No
after
te
the
hace
fight
falta
if you
más
want.
a ti para que me recuerdes.
Yo no te puedo regalar la fama, pues te regalo esto después.
Al
Porque
contrario, te voy
quiero.
a regalar yo más fama que la que tienes.
I can give you the belt, but I can give you the chain if you want after the fight.
So, Rolly, are you going to put that chain on the line as well with your belt?
No, he already got it after I knocked his ass out.
All right, so in terms of how much of a statement that would be, if you follow through on your prediction and you're able to knock out Isaac Pitbull Cruz, how big would that be for you in your career? We can go ahead and just pass along the microphone. There you go. How big would it be if you're able to follow through on your prediction and knock him out? Because, I mean, he's very durable, very determined, went the distance with Gervonta Davis.
I mean, like I said, I mean, it's a great opportunity that I've been given over here, but in reality, the opportunity is for him to try to win the belt. I'm already champion. I don't need him. I'm the one that made this fight. It wasn't him. Right or wrong?
Well, you could have fought any variety of different guys, but why did you decide to settle on Isaac Cruz?
Because I want to make a fire fight. I want to make it fun. I want to make it fun for the fans. And this is the fight that everyone's been asking for the longest amount of time. Right or wrong?
Oh, you're right.
Okay, so.
Well, let's talk about your trainer.
I'm doing everybody a favor right now. This is going to be a fun one. Y'all going to see. Tune in March 30th, Amazon Prime pay-per-view.
Ismael Salas, we've been seeing videos of you. You've been, working with Ismael Salas, moving around, doing a lot of feints and head movement. How much better do you feel with Ismael Salas that you guys are reunited?
Honestly, it feels great. It feels like I'm, like I'm back at home. Like I say, he had a big influence on my, especially right before I turned pro. Like literally, I got signed to Floyd literally 2 weeks after I left the gym. So I mean, he had a big influence on me, and me being the fastest person to ever get signed to a major promoter as well. I started at 17, I got signed at 20.
It's been an unbelievable journey. Rolando Rolly Romero, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's focus in on our main event. Sebastian Fundora, you took this fight on 11 days' notice. You were supposed to fight on the card. Now you have the biggest opportunity of your career. You can pick up 2 world championships as you go head-to-head against Tszyu. What kind of moment are you looking to have on Saturday night on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video?
This is the moment that Tszyu Inferno becomes world champion. My sister did it six months ago. Now it's my turn.
Did that really sort of invigorate you even that much more and everything else? I mean, we've heard it from fighters that you learn a lot when you have a stumble. How much has that impacted you as you prepare for the biggest moment of your career?
It happens in boxing. I made a mistake. I paid for it. I feel like everything's still lined up the way it should be. They gave me this opportunity to fight Tszyu. This is going to crown the best fighter at 154.
All right, now let's go to the champion. We'll come back to you, Sebastian. Tim, you're going to be facing literally a very tall task. For those that don't know, we talked about it yesterday, but this is the largest height disparity in a non-heavyweight fight. So, Tim, he's literally very tall, and he's awkward, and he has a significant reach advantage. How have you been able to prepare for that on such short notice?
Well, look, it's quite hard to prepare, especially when you got 12 days. But a true champion just rises to the occasion, adapts to everything that's put in front of them. So, I came here as a throwback fighter, and I keep trying to put it, and I keep trying to be like that. I'm living the person that I speak. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm here to do exactly what I say. And this is why I take the fight, and this is why, yes, height. Of course, there's many advantages, but look, we all bleed the same blood, so there's no difference between us. And if you're watching history,
Mike Tyson did a lot of damage in the heavyweight division back in the days. So I guess I'm taking inspiration from Iron Mike in this one.
Tim, for you, I remember when you fought Terrell Gausha in Minneapolis a couple of years ago, but this is something that you've always wanted. It was one thing to fight in the United States and headline, but you've always said about main eventing here in Las Vegas. Watching you during fight week, you look to be so relaxed, comfortable, you're dealing with the media obligations, you're taking it all in stride. Is it because you always knew that if you put the work in, that you would be here at this moment?
Of course, you know, every as I said previously, every moment has led to this. This is my 12th time doing pay-per-view, so I'm used to this bright lights and all of this stuff. But I had a vision from I guess from a young age. In 2009, I came here to watch Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto, and I remember I had a tweak in my brain saying that this one day, this is where I want to be. And now I'm walking into this press conference and Miguel Cotto's sitting right here, and I'm full fanboying. I couldn't believe it. So, you know, like, it's a crazy moment for me to be in this position, and I'm taking it with both hands.
Sebastian, what kind of fight are you expecting out of Tim Tszyu? We watched him last year. He went 3-0, looked phenomenal in all three of his outings. But what kind of fight are you expecting out of him?
I expect the best fight from Tim Tszyu. You know, this is, I think, the best fight you can make at 154. He's the #1 in the weight right now. I think this fight, with the unification of the WBO and WBC, this will crown the new champion of the weight division.
Tim, what kind of fight are you expecting from the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora? You know that he loves to mix it up on the inside. Are you expecting anything less?
No, I feel like he's coming in for the brawl. He's good at what he does. He's got these long, lanky arms, and I know the shots. It's all about eliminating what he's got and showing what he's not good at. And that's the best thing about boxing, is that he gets to expose my weaknesses and I get to expose his weaknesses. So it's going to be one hell of a barner, let's just say that.
Sebastian, you're the underdog coming into this fight. Does that motivate you at all? Is that sort of fuel for fire as you prepare on this opportunity on Saturday night, PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video?
A lot of people say I have these advantages, and I do have these advantages, but I always look at myself as the underdog. Even when I had the interim champion, I considered myself the underdog, so it's just time to prove again what we're made of.
Is this sort of, have you even, dreamt of how it could possibly be when you're able, if you're successful on Saturday, what holding both world titles would mean to you?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is my dream. This is my dream. I trained very hard my whole life to become and to fight on a stage like this. Thank you to Samson. Thank you to Al Heyman for giving me the opportunity to fight on this, to fight my dream. And come Saturday night, the dream come true.
Tim, finally, before we go ahead and conclude, is this, assuming that everything goes your way on Saturday, is this the official declaration of the Tim Tszyu era here in the United States, main eventing in Las Vegas for what I'm sure you want to be many times moving forward?
Yeah, for sure. This is step one to where I want to be. This is only a little part. I've already won this belt with Mendoza. Now we go for the second. It should have been me, Mendoza, fighting for those two belts already. So I don't know why his belt's there. Or why am I saying his belt? Why is that belt even there? But yeah, this is a new era, and there's plenty of big super fights to be made in the near future.
All right, before I let these guys go, I'm going to start off with Angelina Cordova real quick. Prediction time. How's it going to end against Julio Cesar Martinez?
¿Es tu predicción para la pelea del sábado? ¿Cómo termina? ¿Knockout? ¿Puntos? ¿Cómo?
Pues yo, la verdad, no voy a decir nada. La verdad, lo que voy a decir es lo que repetí el día de ayer. El ring va a echar chispa. Así que bueno, muy pendiente. Eso es lo que voy a decir.
I'm not about to make a prediction, but I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. You're going to see sparks fly.
All right, Julio Cesar Martinez, your prediction against Angelino Cordova.
Bueno, Julio, también tu vaticinio. ¿Cómo termina esta pelea? ¿Por nocaut, por puntos? ¿Cómo la ves?
Pues venimos bien preparados, venimos como siempre lo he dicho, no venimos al 100 sino al 1000. Sabemos que es un peleador invicto, es rápido y todo, venimos preparados para lo que sea. pero como siempre a dar lo mejor arriba del ring y que los dos bajemos con bien y a dar un buen sabor de pelea.
I want to give the fans a great fight. I hope that we both give them not just a great fight, but that we both come out healthy after that. I'm going to come out at not 100%, at 1,000%. And it's going to be fireworks. People are going to love it.
All right, good luck to both men. Michael Zarafa, your prediction, sir, for Saturday.
Come Saturday night, there'll be a new WBA world champion. Mark my words.
Michael Zarafa predicting that he will be world champion. Edeslandi Lara, how is the fight going to unfold against Michael Zarafa?
Vamos a trabajar duro el sábado, el 30 de marzo. Creo que se termina ante 6 rounds. Creo que lo voy a ganar aquí.
I'm going to work hard, and I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to knock him out. And not only that, it's going to happen before the 6th round.
Wow, Edeslandi Lara predicting a knockout in the first half of the fight. Very interesting. All right, co-main event, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Your prediction is the second time the charm for going after a world title.
Bueno, Isaac, la segunda es la vencida. ¿Cuál es tu vaticinio para esta pelea por el título?
Bajando Isaac como nuevo campeón del mundo.
Isaac Cruz is going to be the new world champion.
All right, Isaac Cruz, a man of few words. Rolando Rolly Romero, you've been saying knockout the entire promotion. How is the fight going to end on Saturday?
Knockout, so he's going to wake up off the canvas from his dream of becoming world champion.
All right, Rolando Rolly Romero, the WBA super lightweight champion of the world. Now main event, the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. Your prediction for your main event showdown against Tszyu.
The second we stepped into Las Vegas, we clocked in. You know, I'm ready to put in my work and become world champion Saturday night.
All right, Sebastian Fundora now. Tszyu, you are undefeated. How do you see the fight transpiring against Sebastian Fundora?
As history will repeat, David versus Goliath, don't blink.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to all 8 pay-per-view fighters. It is PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video this upcoming Saturday from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. Now we will pose off the fighters for their ceremonial face-offs.
Angelino, quédate acá, sí, para que hacemos el careo. Julio, quédate.
This Saturday night, rising star Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora steps up to take down undefeated champion Tszyu. But the wonder from down under has other ideas.
Bring it on.
Plus, world champ Rolly Romero never minces words.
Pitbull, all bark, no bite.
But Mexican powerhouse Pitbull Cruz is ready to silence the trash talker. It's a night full of world title fights, live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.